Viewers and listeners, I welcome you to this channel. I know unemployment rate is high in Ghana, but is Galamsey the solution to this rising unemployment? Is farming not better than Galamsey? Must we continue to destroy our lands and water bodies because of Galamsey? And has Galamsey been able to solve the unemployment rate in the country? Are the people doing Galamsey living better than before? Or does the Galamsey have another consequence on our lives? In today's video, I'm going to talk about one chemical which is vital in gold mining, and that chemical's name is cyanide. I want to talk about cyanide in a tutorial because it has a tremendous damaging effect on the human body. Let's start. In today's tutorial, the agenda is going to be on cyanide. Why am I going to talk about cyanide? I'm going to talk about cyanide because cyanide is a metabolic poison, which is a rising chemical threat. So if it's a chemical threat, then why do I need to talk about it to Ghanaians? I'm going to talk about this to Ghanaians because cyanide is a chemical which plays a vital role in gold extraction. And right now that Galamsey is going on in the country without any proper regulation, it means that people need to be aware about what is happening in the country regarding Galamsey and the chemicals they use in extracting the gold. This chemical is not safe for the human body. That is why I'm taking my time to talk about it. Let's continue. So, how is cyanide exposed? Cyanide is mostly exposed through ingestion. So if you get it inside your system or inside your body, that is how it is exposed. Are there treatments for cyanide poisoning? There are no FDA-approved therapies tested for oral cyanide injections and no approved intramuscular or oral therapies in mass casualty settings. So what this means is that there are currently no approved treatment methods for cyanide poisoning in the United States. Okay, and I don't think there is one also in Ghana. So I want you to be aware of the issue and the consequence that may come after it if you ingest cyanide into your body. Also, the reason for this presentation is that we want to evaluate the risk of oral cyanide and 8 unique toxicokinetics. So if you talk about toxicokinetics, what it means is that is the study of how a biological system handles a chemical after exposure as a function of time and dose. So types of cyanides. So potassium cyanide and sodium cyanide are the most frequently ingested cyanide salts. So which cyanides are used in gold mining? Sodium cyanide is the primary chemical used to separate gold from ore. How is cyanide dangerous? Cyanide can cross the cell membrane and inhibit multiple enzymes, including succinic dehydrogenase, superoxide dismutase, and cytochrome oxidase. So cyanide's dangerous effect. Cyanide ions have a high affinity for the ferric ion Fe3+ on cytochrome C oxidase. Also, this cyanide inhibits the electron transport chain and aerobic respiration, causing anaerobic metabolism. This chemical leads to acidemia with hyperlactatemia, a hallmark of cyanide poisoning. So if you ingest cyanide in a larger quantity, which most people do not even know whether they do or not, these are some of the things that are going to happen. Instead of your body to be able to undergo aerobic respiration as we do and aerobic metabolism, your body is rather going to enter into an acidic state, whereby anaerobic respiration or anaerobic metabolism will take over the aerobic, and in that case, you stand a few chance of living. That is why it's a very dangerous chemical, and that is why I am concerned about it. Also note that individuals ingesting cyanide may be unaware they are being poisoned and therefore likely to consume larger amounts before developing symptoms. Now let's look at the symptoms of cyanide poisoning. Low dose exposure frequently causes headaches, dizziness, mild confusion, abdominal cramping, nausea, and vomiting. So if you ingest cyanide in a low dose, these are some of the signs and symptoms you will exhibit. What about the large dose? Large dose exposures eventually lead to dyspnea, respiratory depression, apnea, hypotension, arrhythmia, coma, and seizure. Okay? You have to also know that large dose effect can result in irreversible injury and death within minutes. So this is how dangerous the chemical cyanide is. So please, those of you engaging in Galamsey and then using that chemical to extract the gold, please be careful with the chemical because it is not that safe. And then you can ingest it through swallowing or inhaling. Inhaling means perceiving it through your nose and then into your body system. That one too is dangerous. Okay, so be careful with that chemical. Also, those of you living in the Galamsey areas, you must be careful with the water bodies and even the plants that you eat because plants can absorb cyanide and cyanide can poison plants. At the same time, the cyanide can also poison the waters. So don't assume that you are no longer drinking from the water and right now you have wells in your homes. You should expect some deposit of the cyanide in that stream to be inside your well as well. It might not be in a higher dose in the well, but little ingestion of that chemical is also dangerous. Currently, most people that are dying in the Galamsey areas exhibit no symptoms. They just die once. And even if they exhibit symptoms, it is difficult for doctors and nurses to detect the cause of such symptoms. So please, from now onwards, I want you to be careful and take it seriously that those living in the Galamsey areas are at very risk of being exposed to cyanide poisoning. And that poisoning is very dangerous because it can shorten anyone's life. So please, if you watch this video and you live in the Galamsey areas or you know anybody who lives in the Galamsey area, share it so that they will also be knowledgeable about the potential danger of the chemical cyanide. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video, and please do not forget to share, like, and subscribe to this channel so that we can all grow this channel together.